Hello everyone, welcome to Visual Arts Tailor. I am Sudeep and today I'm gonna teach you how to create the new Batman movie title animation in After Effects. So without wasting any time, let's jump into it. So first of all, create a new comp, rename it in comp. Preset should be 80 with frame rate 29.97 and duration should be 10 seconds and 1 frame. Cool. Now I'm gonna import a screenshot of original Batman movie title to the project panel. Now drag it to comp and here you can see it. You guys can also download it. I'm gonna put a link in the description box. Okay, now from here I'm going to create shapes for the title, but I'm going to leave the actual text area. Let me do it first so that you can get what I mean. Let's do it. First of all, go to pen tool, and before creating the shapes, I'm gonna lock the screenshot layer so that I'm not gonna accidentally touch it. And now click here and let's do it. And before doing so, I'm gonna change the color to anywhere like magenta. Yeah, it's okay. And keep doing it. At this point, I'm not gonna create one anchor point. I'd rather create two of them for the animation purpose and move it to the same place so that it looks nice and sharp. So let me finish it up quickly and I'll be right back after that. Okay, so now as you can see that the shapes are complete and I made a little bit of modification here. As you can see that I have merged some shapes here for making the animation a little bit easier, and you can see some offsets here. It's absolutely cool. It's not gonna uh, make a problem in the animation. So now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna quickly create a solid. Let's create a solid and put it at the bottom, and I'm gonna quickly select those shapes and fill it with black color. Now as you can see, I have already imported a crop frame. I'm gonna use it to cover the upper and lower area. Now it's time to create the animation, but you can see that I have created the text form with individual shapes, so I have to break it now. That means I have to animate it backward. I've already created the final loop, so I have to go back. So to do so, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna quickly turn off the crop frame layer, and I'm gonna select the first layer, and let's go somewhere in between 3 to 5. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select the shape path and create a keyframe here. Now go back to 0 at the timeline With selecting the path, I'm gonna uh, move it upward and make a few modification here. Now you can see the difference. I'm gonna select another layer like this one. So I'm gonna create a keyframe at uh, 4 right now, and at this point I will create another keyframe. I'm gonna make it a little bit slow by dragging the keyframe to 5 seconds. Perfectly done. And I will continue the process with a different shape, like let's select this one, and at this point it will come down. So before creating a keyframe here, I will go to like at this point where it ends, I will go a little bit further uh, and create a keyframe for this path, and at this point I will move it. And now I have to make changes to all the other layers. So I'm gonna pause the video here and I'm gonna join you at the end. So now from here, you guys can also try to make the animation. But before jump into it, watch the title animation first carefully. You can simply watch it on my channel. The link is at the top of the screen. And last but not least, the most important thing is don't lose your patience, because it can take some real big time depending on the expertise level you currently are right now. So now let me finish the animation quickly, and then I'm gonna meet you at the final stage of the animation. So I'm done with the animation. As you can see, I've made animation for all the shapes so far, and it looks so cool, right? Look at that A. It looks like the bat, and this tiny uh, movement here at this point and this point, and at the bottom of the A. It looks awesome, right? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna uh, turn on the visibility for the crop frame layer and select all the shapes and create pre-comp for that. Title pre-comp. Okay, nice. Now you can see my timeline is much more clear right now. Now it's time to create the another world. So grab the pen tool and get started. Here I will choose red as fill color this time. Now I'll make the shapes individually, but you can create all three shapes under one single layer also. And now let's continue the process. Now I will turn on the visibility for both solid and the title pre-comp layer. Now it's time to create animation for those layers. Now the animation is complete. I'm going to put it inside a pre-comp. Create a mask for this. Make animation for the mask path. I think this is good for real quick animation. And I think I made a mistake with the mask. It should be like this. So I'll quickly fix it. So the animation part is complete. Now I'm going to show you how to create the final effect for the Batman title. First of all, I will take you to Pure Red to show you all the thumbnails I have created with the collected references. Here you can see those images I have used to make the logo. This is the actual logo I have made with these two references, and I've used this one along with other two images to make old and frosty type looks for the title, and also use those grunge texture set to make the titles look more nasty and powerful. And now let's jump back to After Effects. Here in the After Effects, you guys can see that I have already organized the project panel and imported all the source file that I have mentioned earlier. Now, first of all, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select those pre-comps and the crop frame and make 3D, and then I will create a new camera with 50mm preset, and okay. Now I'll turn off the visibility for those pre-comps and the crop frame and drag and drop this image, make it 3D, then scale it up, set the position, and I'm gonna select invert. Here you can see how it looks like right now, but I'm gonna change the blending mode to overlay and it looks good. Then I will go to project panel again and drag and drop and change it to multiply, scale it up, make it 3D. Look how they are one top of another right now. So now I'm gonna animate their position. So here you can see that I have made a few adjustments, like I changed the camera name, duplicated the image layer and put masks on both of them, change the blending mode for this image to normal, and I have also made a camera animation. Let's change it into single view or one view so that you can get it properly. Now see how the texture is moving towards the camera and how it looks like old and frosty window. Now at this point I will create a new solid, place it
in between two comp and make a mask with ellipse tool, move it in the center and invert mask. I will scale up the feather and make it multiply, turn the opacity down a little bit. It is okay. And now you have to change the solid layer to 3D. Now I will add the logo. So now I'm gonna create smoke and couple of lights, and after finishing this setup I will join again and show you what I have done. Now after placing the lights and the smokes and some grunge texture, and after making some adjustment and animations, I'm back with this. Let's change the view to one view and see what I have basically done. I've added 4 smoke footages. Here you can see how I place them, and also from the top view see how they have been placed properly. You can see all of them are stacked properly, and I have created a black solid and an adjustment layer for the lights, and then applied optical flare effect on both of them. For the black solid I have used this light. I have basically used a preset and then this one Scotch, and then modified it as I wanted for the final looks. And I have used another optical flare. This one is a little big and I made animation for it. Let me change it to one view. Here you can see the light is moving, and I have also changed the mask from ellipse to bat shape to make the vignette effect looks like bat signal that we have seen in the Batman movies and TV series. And finally I added a grunge texture, made a pre-comp of it, and then put Gaussian blur effect in it so it could appear like defocused at the beginning and then it comes clear in the end. And for the logo I just simply changed the blending mode to multiply and added a couple of effects. Here you can see level and the camera lens blur to make it more realistic, just as it is in the original motion title animation. And I've also moved it to front, so after applying the camera blur it doesn't need to put it at the back of the title. I can easily handle it from here, and that's it. So as you can see that I have already finished the title animation, and now it's time for you to give it a try. If you have found this lesson useful, then please give it a like and share it with others. And please do subscribe the channel. See you at the next video. Till then, stay safe, have fun. Thank you very much.